as someone who had never had debilitating shyness when it came to talking to a woman. It turned out that approaching a woman when she knowingly attracted to her was very difficult. She placed her bowl down on the table before she settled back and admitted, "Fine. I might be scared." Might be, as in the idea of going out with a woman made her stomach flip-flop so intensely she thought she might vomit. It was both fear and excitement, but still. Regan gave her a sympathetic look before she dropped her attention to the phone in her lap, and Sutton was grateful that the subject seemed to be dropped. Not that she thought it would be dropped for long, considering when Regan got her teeth into something. She held on tight. Tonight, though, she was happy to relax and watch a movie before she had to start her outline for the first paper of the semester that she had to write for her Victorian poetry class, all the while willfully ignoring the undeniably pitiful state of her love life. "Done," Regan announced a few minutes later. Done with what? It was only as her question was ending that she realized Regan didn't have her own phone in her hand, but Sutton's. "What did you do?" Her friend had a familiar bright-eyed, devious look as she held Sutton's phone up and wiggled it, but not close enough for Sutton to swipe it out of her hand. "I'm helping you out." "What in the world is that?" Dread was already settling in her before Regan answered. "It's a dating app. You're welcome. You'll be getting messages from hot girls in no time." For a moment, Sutton sat there, stunned into stillness. Only for a second, though, before she lunged forward, hands out and grasping. Regan eluded her, hopping off of the couch and running around the table as she started tapping at the screen. Sutton jumped up. "Give it back!" Regan shook her head, not moving her eyes from the screen. "If I give it back, you'll never even browse." She calculated the size of the coffee table. She had long legs. She could jump it. Once more, Regan knew her too well, because she held her hands out in a peace-offering gesture. "Look, I'll give you the phone if you promise me you won't delete your profile, and you browse through some profiles. Maybe send a message or two." She only hesitated for a moment, but it was enough for Regan to latch onto. Regan crossed her arms, her hand still securely holding onto Sutton's cell phone, but her tone was considerably gentler than before. "Okay, since you didn't jump me, I know that there is at least a part of you that wants to try this out." There was no argument against it, even in her head, because she did. There was that part of her that wanted to get over her nerves and at least see what was out there. She found herself nodding through the anxiety and reaching for her phone. As she wrapped her fingers around it, she shot Regan a look and cautioned, "Just to look." "Spoil sport," Regan muttered, letting out a long-suffering sigh but releasing her phone anyway. Sutton scoffed as she settled back onto the couch, cautiously looking at the app. She narrowed her eyes when she read the name Sapphic Spark. "You're kidding me." "It's apparently a very reputable place." "How would you know?" "You hear a lot of talk about people's dating lives when you work in a cafe." Turning away from her, Sutton shook her head, red hair falling over her shoulder and curtaining her from her friend's overly excited gaze from the other side of the couch. After a deep, calming breath, she looked over the profile her friend had created for her. She'd, thankfully, chosen photos that Sutton might have chosen for herself. The rest was fairly simple: her age, likes, and a message option. Sutton, 25, New York City. Likes: literature, dogs, snow, knitting, running, and lemon cakes. She couldn't argue with any of that. With trepidation, she pressed the button in the top right corner that was beckoning her to browse profiles. Not only had she never done this with women before, but she'd never done something like this with men, either. Men had always just been there. Finding a woman who not only was she attracted to and liked, but who also liked and was attracted to her was harder and scarier.